This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 2, and it reads, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barzal from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. And I just got this article off of Newsbreak. Like I said, the Egyptian against Egyptian, kingdom against kingdom, and it's about to kick off here. This is the beginning of the end. When you see these things coming to pass, the return of the Lord. Because let me go back to that first verse in that scripture. He's on his way back. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1, and it reads. He says, "The burden of Egypt," and Egypt we know to be the house of bondage, and America is the modern day house of bondage for the nation of Israel. It says, "Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, which is a chariot, and shall come into Egypt," that's America, "and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." And things about to go real bad here. Gonna get rid of all those false gods. Number one, he's gonna do away with that flag because they do see that as a god. All right, but this thing with Mexico and Canada is not good, because this is a direct hit on the NAFTA agreement. And I'll put a link to this article in the description box. Like I said, I got it from Newsbreak. It says Mexico and Canada hit back with counter-tariff retaliation as Trump sparks new trade war. It says Mexico and Canada both announced retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. after Donald Trump signed an order imposing sweeping levies up against both nations. And I'll show you this quick 29-second video here. Fair use.
Underway. Sure. Caroline, on the tariffs, can you clarify whether those will actually be going into effect tomorrow, or whether there might be some lead time?
Yes.
And are those, they will be going into effect tomorrow?
Correct.
And are those meant to be in place long term, or is there a scenario in which Canada, Mexico, and China can offer concessions and then they would be removed?
At this point, the president has made it very clear those tariffs are going to be implemented and in effect. If the president at any time decides to roll back those tariffs, I'll leave it to him to make that decision.
All right. Says Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, that sounds like an Amalekite, and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced their decisions on Saturday, initiating what is likely to be an economic standoff with America and its two largest trading partners. Earlier, Trump signed an order imposing 25% tariffs on all goods from Canada and Mexico starting on Tuesday, with the exception of Canadian energy products, which will be subject to a 10% duty. In response, Sheinbaum said she is instructing her Secretary of the Economy to implement a Plan B, which includes tariff and non-tariff measures in defense of Mexico's interests. And there you have a picture of those two together, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on the left and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. Both announced their own levies on Saturday. All right. It says hours later, Trudeau announced that Canada would impose a 25% tariffs on $106 billion of U.S. goods in response to Trump's tariffs. In a lengthy statement posted in Spanish on X, Sheinbaum stressed that she did not desire conflict with the U.S., but hit back against suggestion of criminal alliances with her government. We categorically reject the White House's slander against the Mexican government of having alliances with criminal organizations, as well as any intention of our intervention in our territory, she wrote. Mexico does not want confrontation. We start from collaboration between neighboring countries. Trump has said that the tariffs against Mexico were due to the country's failure to stop fentanyl getting into the United States, as well as what he describes as uncontrolled migration. And as far as drugs getting into areas uncontrollably, there's only one group that that points the finger to. When my last video was just done on them, so yeah, we know who the same ones who put crack cocaine in our neighborhoods. All right. It says in her post, Sheinbaum touted her government's record since she took office in October, seizing 20 million doses of the deadly synthetic opioid, in addition to detaining over, looks like 100,000 individuals tied to drug trafficking. Mexico not only does not want fentanyl to reach the United States, but anywhere. Therefore, if the United States wants to combat criminal groups that traffic drugs and generate violence, we must work together in an integrated manner, she said. In a press conference held on Saturday night, Trudeau said that the coming weeks would be difficult for both sides, but that his job was to stand up for his citizens. And you can see Trump's tweet there, blah, 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 blah. A link, I said, to this article will be in the description box of the video. Says, we are not looking to escalate, but we will stand up for Canada, for Canadians, for Canadian jobs. He said, we will also continue to do more with the United States to grow our economies. We can and will do things together, and that is my focus. According to the PM, tariffs on $20.6 billion worth of U.S. goods would take effect from Tuesday and the remainder in 21 days. Trudeau warned that the tariffs would hurt the United States, a longtime ally. He encouraged Canadians to buy Canadian products and vacation at home rather than in the U.S. He said some non-tariff measures, including those relating to critical minerals, energy procurement, and other partnerships, are being looked at. So yeah, he's going to hit that energy. All right, so that's it for that article. But why I say that this is important, Canada and Mexico are two very, very, very important pieces to the North American Free Trade Agreement, also called NAFTA. And I just did a little quick Google search on it. It says the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, was an agreement between the United States, Canada, and Mexico to reduce trade barriers and create free trade zone. The goal of NAFTA was to increase trade and investment between the three countries. That's being ruptured right now. Okay. It says the purpose: reduce trade barriers, promote fair competition, increase investment, protect intellectual property, improve working conditions. The benefits: NAFTA created jobs and opportunities for manufacturers to expand sales. NAFTA allowed for the use of complementary resources in the region. And you got the drawbacks here. NAFTA led to job losses in some sectors, such as manufacturing in the U.S. NAFTA led to environmental concerns in Mexico, such as increased pollution and deforestation. NAFTA led to exploitation of Mexican workers, particularly in maquiladoras. Okay. In 2020, the United States Mexico Canada agreement was approved to update NAFTA. Okay. Um, man, something else here. Yeah. So yeah, that this is big, and that's really going into that prophecy, Egyptian, kingdom against kingdom. All right, and in one case, you got Egyptian against the Egyptian. All right, this is book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 7, and this is just beginning. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. And like he said, this is going to hurt the U.S. more than it's going to hurt anybody else. All right. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in them. And, hey, uh, this is what he wants to do. You know, uh, he's really tearing at the fabric of this country, which is exactly what the prophets want to see. Like scripture said, better is the end of the thing than the beginning. We're looking to see the downfall of our enemies, Esau, Edom, for what he has done to the children of Israel. So yeah, there's no understanding in him. He don't know what the hell is going on. He's just doing stuff at random, random, random. But that's okay. Keep going. Keep going. You know, it's all sanctioned by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai anyway. Keep going. Keep going. All right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of nation of Israel. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Brahak HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be likened to the speckled bird, also known as the Israelite foreigners, and so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal, Shalom.